Hello, and welcome to my blog about how I survived reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. First off, you need to know that Pride and Prejudice is a Regency-era novel surrounded around the ideas of marriage and romance. And if you're not romantic, you're probably not going to like this. I'm not romantic, and I found it at first rather difficult to get into the storyline, but something that definitely intrigued me is Jane Austen's writing style. I love her writing style. I just cannot get enough of it because she doesn't write the way many novelists do this day. Mostly, she doesn't go into the first person and try to get you very an in-depth analysis of a single character. She she writes from the third person perspective, and mostly you get the character's personality through the small things they do, like how they speak to one another, how they act, and she'll give you some perspective into what they're feeling, but mostly you just get their overall personality from what they are doing, like you would with anybody else. So it makes you feel like you're there in the story and you're seeing them react as opposed to you are them, which I very much enjoy because I don't think I could get into the character of a 17th century woman trying to get married, which I think is one of the reasons that this novel has definitely passed the test of time and is still a world-renowned book. And I found that my annotations, first, I very much despise annotations. I don't like writing in a book. It physically hurts me. I can highlight, but if it bleeds through the paper into another page, I feel like I'm hurting the book. So mostly how I annotate is with sticky notes. And I have sticky notes everywhere. Like, I have these very long sticky notes at the end of every chapter where I summarize it. And I found this helped me because it helped me break down the novel into its main points, which is very important here because there's so much building up of the characters and relationships that since I just broke it down, it just made everything easier. Also, there's 3 volumes within this novel, so it really helped for me to distinguish what was going on. Like, at the end of every volume, I also have a little page where I just put down what happened there. So then I just went back at the end of the novel. I can just went back to my annotations, and I decided, so this is what happened. I can declutter my mind of everything else in the story and just go down to the backbone of what it's trying to say. And what I understood from this novel was that there are different ways to fall in love. There are different marriages. That people see happiness differently. And I really enjoyed that because with so much diversity in the world, I like that there were so many different ways for these girls to be happy, such as Charlotte Lucas was happy in a marriage without love, while Jane was happy in a marriage where they liked each other and where she was comfortable, and Elizabeth was just happy with love. I very much love that in the stories, and I even like some of the antagonists, and such as Caroline Bingley and Mr. Wickham, who are very wicked in that they want it their way, and that they're willing to jeopardize other people's happiness for it, such as Mr. Wickham eloping with Lydia Bennet and basically ransoming, saying that he will tell people that they eloped and they're not married if he doesn't get a certain salary every month. But this allows Darcy the chance to become the hero and pay Wickham what he wants, so that the Bennet's name is still in good grace. And it also puts him in good grace with Elizabeth, which I thought is just his way of being the hero of the novel. And he definitely deserves it because he put up with so much in this novel, which you have to read yourself really to get. I found this isn't a novel that you can easily summarize. That there's so much going into it, which I definitely liked about Austen, is that she gave you so much story, and there's so many problems and stories and lessons from this book that I absolutely loved it because it feels like I could go on talking about this novel for 30 minutes and I still wouldn't get everything behind it. Before reading the book, I found in order to get into the kind of feeling that you get from it, I saw the movie, and after reading the novel, I despised the movie. I never really liked romance movies anyway, but I felt like in the movie you're not getting what Austen was trying to tell you. That people weigh happiness in different ways, that people seek out happiness in different ways, and that most of all, love doesn't have to be a first sight kind of thing, and it doesn't have to be your personalities are perfect for each other. Because as Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy proved, you can hate each other at first. You can be the worst people to fall in love with, but that doesn't mean you won't love each other. So basically, like she was like, give someone a chance, let them come into your life, but don't let someone control you. Like Mr. Wickham was doing to Elizabeth. Don't believe everything you hear, but still give people the benefit of the doubt, which I really love because I felt like it was a good lesson. Definitely. So I can definitely see why this book is still so widely popular, because you learn there's just so much to learn from this book. It just has so many themes, and there's just so much to learn from it, and there's so many. Most of all, I feel that it's definitely Austen's writing style that makes this book just so great. And considering the era that she was writing this in, it makes it all the more great because this is a new ideal. This is feminism and its roots, and how she is trying to say that society sucks. Marriage doesn't have to be like this. People can be unhappy. People can consider unhappiness happiness because of society. And I just definitely love this novel. And even if many people find it very distasteful because of the writing style, I found that to be my favorite thing. And I feel like that's the reason that it's going to continue to be a great novel.